Hey, what's up, guys? It's me again, Edgar, and we are in the LEI Tai Project. This is the episode number 25th, and we have a really, really good guest, which is one of my, well, her father is my friend, and it's really, really awesome to be here interviewing this this girl because she's one of the best Brazilian fighters that I ever met. And is this girl here is Beatriz Silva. Beatriz, thank you for having the time to stay here with us.
Oh, thank you so much. Got really happy when you asked me to do this. I've been watching your podcast. I've
Thank you.
seen I think I've seen a lot of the episodes, and I'm just happy to be here. Like I just said to you, it's cool that you're taking your time and doing this effort for to put some light in the stories athletes.
No, thank you so much. And it's awesome because as you said, like to me doing in Spanish and English, and right now sometimes it's hard to me to ask like, hey, you want to do it in Spanish or English, because and it's awesome like you can speak English so good actually. And but let's start again. Thank you so much. And this is your podcast. It's gonna be an hour about your life, so we're gonna start asking uh what's your name, how old are you, where you live, how do you start.
Okay, my name is Beatriz Silva. I am 23 years old. Um, I live in a city called Porto Ferreira. It's in the state of São Paulo, Brazil. And yeah, I love Sanda like you do.
Thank you. And Beatriz, how do you start? Like how's everything happen? I know your dad is one of the best. Actually, he was one of the best fighters in Brazil too. Right now he's the Brazilian team coach, head coach actually.
Mhm.
And actually I want to send hi to him and a good hug to him because he's really always treats me very well. But let's talk about you right now. How do you start?
Well, yeah, that's it. My life story has everything to do with wushu because, like you said, my father been doing it before I was born. So he was a very, very good athlete for our team here in Brazil. He went to the World Championship 3 times, and after hired for a competition, he started to teach and started to. He actually was first assistant coach for the national team, and now he's the head coach. And yeah, so I grew up watching him training, watching him teaching classes, watching him travel all the world to compete. And I don't know, I just liked it and started to do everything he did.
Yeah, I know. It's right now I'm doing that with my little girl. She's
Oh,
5 years
cool.
and she's starting training with me, Sanda, and I
Okay.
feel awesome. I know the feeling right now as a father, so I can, like, I remember right now. Well, last time in Dallas, and I asked him like, man, what do you feel? Like your daughter is here and doing this, and he just like, I'm happy.
Yeah.
And Beatriz, what do you like? Okay, I know Brazil. You have a really big culture about fighting, about combat sports. Jiu-jitsu, MMA, sanda, boxing, Muay Thai, many, many, many. And I know you have a big curriculum. But before that, can you tell us how wushu and sanda changed your life? Like how can you explain how do you involve in your life since you start since some like from a little girl to now?
Yeah, it's cool that you asked this because actually wushu raised us here. Like my father, he was a wushu athlete. He was a wushu coach, and he raised 5 kids with this.
Wow.
With he with this part, he put the food on our table, the roof over our heads. So it's literally our lives. It's literally this. Like ever since I was born, like I said, he's been in wushu before I was born. So and he chose to live from wushu, which is not easy. You can imagine that, which is not easy. But he did it. He did it. My family did it through the sport. So
Wow.
we live this, we live this. Even that my sisters are not competing, or even my brother, although my brother teach is a black lives too. So our knows what wushu is, and our family knows that wushu changed our lives through through my father, of course, because he insisted it. He didn't touch like, okay, I cannot do this because I won't get any money from this. No, he was like, okay, I love the sport and I want to do it, and I'm gonna raise my children with the money from the sport.
Wow. Wow. And I know that feeling. Um, and as you said, it's very hard to live from like from this sport, more because many people don't know. And even me, like I can tell you, like in America, many people don't know this sport, and it's very hard. And wow, I respect, wow, your father, it's an amazing man doing this. And I like the way you just the way you said about like he raised us, as a family. And what is the thing like in your life? Let's talk about like since you start like first time you compete, and then I don't know, can you tell us more about like since the first competition to this competition in Dallas?
Yeah, actually, this year completes 10 years that I'm competing. My first fight was in 2014. I was 14 years old. It was when I did my first fight. Of course, I was training years before that, but never like I wasn't an athlete. I was just you know playing with the sport. And with 14 years old, I decided that I wanted to give a try at it. I was really enjoying the trainings. I was feeling good at sparring. And I was like, okay, I want to compete. And I started competing with 14 years old. And I'm I'm almost 24 now. And so it's been 10 years. And of course, I grew a lot. Of course, as an athlete, as a fighter, uh, I was good at the beginning for my age, but I got better. I got a lot better. I'm competing now at the World Championship with the big guys. So it changed everything. Yeah.
I'm sorry, my microphone was, I'm sorry, was closed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And so 10 years competing. And
Yeah.
how's everything about like, so when, because I remember when you came to Texas, to Lubbock, and to the Pan American Games, met, girl, I know your career because of your father, and because I have a really good relationship with Brazilian team. That's why I have this. And I want to, I really, I think Brazil is one of my, I have a lot of friends, Taulu and Sanda, and this actually, guys, if you are watching this podcast, and or you are listening this podcast in Spotify, the thing is, you have to understand every country, the different culture. And Beatriz, being a girl and this sport, which is hard, even like any other combat sport, what I like is the way she focused, because I know you study in China, right?
Yeah, I was there for 6 months.
And how was that?
Oh, it was it was cool. It was hard, training every day with the Chinese. There were like in my class there were like, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 Chinese girls, same size as me. So we were sparring a lot, and it was definitely hard because, of course, they're the best. And many days I was like, okay, I can't do nothing. Like, not one punch, not one kick, not one takedown. But I learned a lot. I think I became stronger. And of course, I went there. I was 17 years old. So I was in China by myself for 6 months at 17 years old. So I also grew a lot as a person. It was really,
Yeah. And I know I know the experience about training in China. I've been there too, and but I can imagine, because as a woman, and like I know like they train hard too, like really hard. And that thing about you said like they were like a 5 6 girls about my size.
Yeah.
I can imagine how hard it was for you, like, getting into it. And how do you feel the culture? Because, of course, Brazilian culture and Chinese culture, a little bit, well, different a lot. But how do you like those 6 months? Can you tell us more about that? Because I know many people in the world want to go, and practice in China. But can you tell us more about that part of your life? Because I think me, in my case, I've been there, and there's a lot of people asking me, how's this, how's that? So can you explain to us like how do you connect with the Chinese team?
The thing is, I love China. I've been there, I think, 4 times now. My father took me there for the first time. I was 16 years old. He was like, okay, we have to do this. If you want to be a good athlete, a good Sanda fighter, we have to go and train there. So he made this effort when I was really young. And then I came back. It was 2017, 2018, 2019 to fight. And then this year, not this year, last year again. So I love that country. I really connect a lot with the culture. Food is okay for me. A lot of people go there and I like the food. Of course, the language is really hard. There's a barrier in the language. Even on the training, I couldn't really communicate with the girls I was training with. Of course, they helped me. They tried to help me, and we tried to communicate. But Chinese language is really hard. And
Yeah,
even Coach Li who was coaching me. But yeah, I could learn a lot. I could learn a lot for watching, just to pay attention on how they trained, what they did. They were, trained at 8 a.m. They were there 8 a.m. sharp, ready to train. And they would train like hard for first minute to the last minute.
yeah,
And I just learned a lot from watching how they did things, how they, how they fight, how they train, how they, their attitude, this kind of stuff.
yeah. And so also you've been training with coach Li Jie, right, from the Beijing team, the Beijing University, right?
Yeah, exactly. He's
Yeah,
really cool with me. First time my father took me there to Beijing Sports University, and then the next year he was the one who was like, "Okay, come and train here for a couple of months." So he opened this door for me to go back there and spend a couple months there. So he's been really nice to me. Every time I meet him, he's been really nice to me. I like him a lot.
yeah. Actually, in Dallas you fought China, right?
Yeah.
With Li Jie, he was a Li Jie student.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And before that, I went to the Fizu University Games, a
Yeah, yeah,
couple
yeah.
of, and I also fought China there. And he was the coach too. So it was the second time fighting against him.
And how's that feel about like being fighting with against, well, of course, like China is China, but by like with Li Jie as a coach, like, hey coach, so good.
um, I feel that he respect me a lot, as a fighter. He respect my father a lot as a coach,
Yeah,
and he's always so nice with us, and it's just cool to see how he respect us. Because the Chinese are like not, they're like they stay a little bit far, don't really try to talk with everyone. They're not like us, from the
yes,
US. They are the Latinos, we
yes,
hugging everybody and talk to everybody. And the Chinese are not like this. But
yes.
coach, especially, he's always showing respect. He's always asking how we're doing. So I don't know. Maybe he just likes us.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy. He gave me the chance. I always train with the Chicha High team, and one I remember he gave me the chance to train with them,
Oh,
like
I went
one day only.
to there.
I'm sorry.
I went there once. Chichen
Yeah,
Haidt,
yeah, to Chicha High, and yeah, it's
just watching.
ah yeah. So he's really nice, and I think for like for the girls who are watching this podcast right now, I think Beatriz, it's one of the biggest examples right now. Like you can do it because national team, Sanda King in Brazil,
Yeah.
national national team champion, uh, university. You also went to universities, Pan Americans, worlds. So if you're a girl and you are training this sport and you are like in the beginner level or mid level,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I want I want to invite you. You know, I hope in the future you can, after this podcast actually, you can start following Beatriz. She's a really nice girl, and I know she can guide you. But Beatriz, and how that mix, like how do you mix Sanda and your life, not your personal life? You don't need to talk about that, but like you, if you're in a university, if you're working, like how do you interfere or how do you mix it?
Well, I'm studying now. I'm studying modern language. So, end of it, hopefully, I'll be. Of course, I need to get better. I like to think that I have a decent English,
Yeah,
but
no, you have a
yeah, but
beautiful
it's
English, better than mine.
just hard to talk. It's not my native language. So I'm studying modern language. So by the end of the degree, hopefully, I'm gonna be able to teach English. But right now, I'm just teach Sanda. I have my classes in
Wow,
our gym, and also in it's like a club, like a sports club here in our city, and then also teach there. So I'm living from the sport too. So
wow,
training, I study, and I'm teaching Sanda to
and
kids.
you
And also, I have athletes now. They're going to the team trials for the national team. So
wow.
we start, to get there.
That's good. Like I know many people. I know very well the Brazilian team, and that's something that I like. Like as a Latinos, we have that natural. I don't know how to say, it, but like a spicy thing. You know, like we always happy and this and that and. But I know in the competitive term, if you want to say like that, I know you have a lot of people competing, and that's something. And I always said, I think Brazil is doing awesome. Like years ago, since years ago, like Brazil I think is the best country in America, honestly. And you are doing a lot. Like you always having competitions and the Sanda King nationals and this and that, and you have a lot of competition. Like you have a lot of tournaments. You have a lot of girls, kids, youth, adults, and I think that is a big pool. And but it's like you're not only competing against one, like many countries. Like I think you're competing like against two, three fights. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
And and
So
and how's that for you? Because like I wish we have that here. Like that pool of fighters.
yeah, I think we have a good amount of fighters here. You know, actually, the of course the girls categories are like there's not a lot of girls. The boys, the men's are they're more competitors, but still, in the girls we have competition. Like every year we have someone new. In the nationals and the team trials. So yeah, it's really good because it's hard to get better if you don't have competition.
Yeah,
It's hard. You just not gonna feel like you need to get better. You're gonna be on your comfort zone, because
yeah,
no one can. So I don't have to. I would just train this little bit, and it's okay because I'm the best, And this is
yeah,
not for an athlete. This is not good. So it's very important to have good competition to keep out of the comfort zone.
yeah. Of course. And like you are fighting in which category? 60s, 56, or what?
56.
56. So how do you? So as a 56 kilogram, because you're tall, like
Yeah,
you have a beautiful size, in that category. How do you
yeah.
feel like every time you fight? Like you have confidence. Do you like, let's say when you compete against China, okay, or other country, what is your like feeling in that moment?
Yeah, I've been at the World Championship two times, 2019 last year, and also the FISU University Games was like a World Championship for me. The level was really high there,
Yeah,
and but yeah, I feel good at this weight class. I feel really good. Like I said, I'm tall. I'm really tall, and I don't have to lose much weight. It's like 3 or 4 kilos. It depends, but it's okay for me, and I like it more. I've fought in 60 before, but I do prefer to fight in 56. I think it's better for me because
yeah.
normally I'm the tallest one in the category, and yes, the competition in the world championship is always hard. There's no one there who is not good. Everyone's good there. It's the tournament for us, you know. And but yeah, it's good to have this kind of competition. I've fought China two times last year, and I can say very well that I came off the fights, both fights, a better athlete, a better fight, and with a lot of things to, like I know that I have to get better. When we lose a fight, we see is how we see when we where we need to get better, what we need to do differently. So it's hard to lose. It's not good to take a loss, but it's still important to learn from that.
I really love the way like your mindset. Like honestly, like I never I don't know, the way you talking and the way you explain everything you saying is like wow, your mindset, you're very mature. And and I like the that you have two classes. Are you working with your dad, or you have your own classes, another gym? Oh yeah, you said you have another gym, right?
Yeah, yeah, I have. Of course, I'm working with him. He's the head coach of our team. We have a Fight Factor is our team here in Brazil. But yeah, I have my own classes, and he's just like guiding me to, make the right choices and teaching me how to be a good coach. You know.
I love that. I love that from your dad. And how you feel? This is a like a not personal question. Well, family question. But how do you feel about like oh, my father is the coach, and
Mhm.
you have that pressure? Like not about like I have my favoritism. No, like oh I need to win because my dad is the coach. Because I know that about like sometimes when your dad is coach or something, the pressure is a lot. And I know a lot of people in other countries like they don't feel good even competing because
Yes.
they're more like a I need to do a good performance because of my father.
Hmm. Yeah.
And that's very difficult. So how do you explain that? Because as a family, your dad, you're a daughter, you're competing, you have all the pressure there every time. How do you feel with that?
Well, definitely not easy. Definitely not easy, but it changed through the years. Like in the first beginning, I was really young, 14 years old, and people were like, "Okay, his daughter gonna fight now. Let's watch it just to see like she's as good as he was." This kind of pressure. And then I started to, win the fights and the tournaments. Went to the national team for the first time, and then he was already the head coach there, and people was like, not people was like, but I felt like, and also he said that I needed to, leave no doubt that I was the best, because then people wasn't be able to say like, okay, she's there because she's the coach's daughter.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
right now that I've competed, people know who I am. I think it changes things like level. Like they always say they see us like a team now,
Yeah.
not like just his daughter. Like sometimes they joked about this other day. He was like, "It's not you're the Antonio's daughter now. It's like his Bia's father, Beatriz father. So
Yeah.
people like he's my father now, but it's
Yeah, of
just
course.
for
Because I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that we're a good team. We make a good team. We have a good friendship. We have a good relationship, father daughter relationship, and we respect each other. I respect him as my coach. He respects me a lot as a fighter, as an athlete. Of course, other way this wasn't going to turn how well like he did. You know, it needs respect.
Yeah,
We have that.
and I love the way you explain right now, because I remember that, like, I still remember, I was, in charge of the bag in the Sanda in Dallas, and every time I remember when I call you, and I remember his face, and like that
Mhm.
serious face is like this is not Antonio, but of course his daughter gonna fight, and are you okay, man? Like, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, 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 brother. Okay, and and
Good.
you very, very serious.
He's very nervous. As I'm much more chill than he is, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to mention. Like, you were very serious into that, like ready to fight. Like, I don't care if it's China, and your daddy was like, like, hey, it's gonna be okay, man. She's good. She's good. Trust. And yeah, I know, but it's my daughter, and
Yeah.
and and that's something that I really like from that relation, because like Sorin
Yeah.
is like he always mentioned your dad. I
Mhm.
love Antonio, and he's going to be the great father of my son, my daughter, and like it's like a family, and that's something that I really love. Like even me, like I always say, like I would like to go to Brazil and train with you guys, because
It would
it's
be
not only
great.
about the technique; it's about the relation,
Mhm.
about the brotherhood,
Yeah, yeah,
and that's
yeah,
something that you have.
yeah. Definitely, definitely. We're really a family, you know. Of course, the it's national team is a big team, but some of the athletes, like Sorin, for example, he's like a brother for me. He has seen me grow up. You know,
Yeah,
he care of me like an old brother, you know, and we've grown together. And also Edinea is
see,
like big friend of mine, and it's really cool that we get to travel together. It's really cool that we get to experience this great thing that it is, like go to the world championship together, because we really are a family. We respect each other a lot, but we help each other a lot, you know, and that's a great part, you know. Of course, everyone likes the medals and the wins, but you know, people are the most important thing in this world, you know, to love
yeah.
people, to be friends, you know, to friendship and family. This is the most important thing. And it's cool that you see it, you know, it's cool that you can see it, that people outside the circle can see it too, you know, how much we have a good relationship.
No,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry, and of course you just mentioned Adenaya.
Yeah.
I remember Maristela Adenaya in 2015. Sorin,
Yeah.
uh, in Indonesia when we compete there, like it was a great team. Your dad, it was like really good coach. And I met your dad in Argentina in 2010 or 11, the Pan American Games. I think I think he was fighting there in 60 kilos, I think,
Was
and
2000, right?
2010
Yeah, was his last year,
to the 2000 what?
2009.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was Argentina. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met him there, and I always and like since that day when I met the Brazilian team, it was like wow. I love this kind of family, like this kind of team member. And let me tell you why. I don't want to be, like a bad guy telling this, but there's a lot of teams, national teams, like, oh, this is part of my team, and well, he won the nationals, and okay, and it's like there's not a brotherhood. You know what I mean?
Mm,
And and like the Brazilian team, and like like the woman team, actually, you have a really good relation. Like sisters, and I can see that. I see that a lot. I saw that a lot in Dallas,
yeah.
in Shanghai, in
Hmm.
other worlds. And I like the way, like when you came to Texas in the Pan American Games and you trained with Coach Lee and
Mm-hmm.
all the brotherhood you do with that. And I really want to like congratulate you, Beatriz, because like you are 23-year old and just look everything you just did. I can imagine what's next for you. Like I can't wait to see like what you gonna do in the future because you're doing great.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
No,
That's
no, it's the truth, you know.
yeah. Yeah, but like I said, a great job, you know. Me and my father, the team, everyone, the team, and we really support each other, and I think this is important. I think this makes a huge difference at the competing. You know, of course, Sunday, it's a fight, so you go up there alone. Okay, but for like what, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, but the rest of the time you need people to train, you need people to practice, you need people to help you, so we need to maintain this friendship between in the sport, so because otherwise you can go really far alone,
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah. I'm relate with that. You know, like sometimes when you train by yourself, it's very hard. Even if you know a lot, but there's no one else, like guiding you. And
mhm.
Beatriz, I have a question. This is one of the questions that always have to ask. Sacrifice,
Mm,
sacrifice in your life. Like what do you? How can you answer this question about like how many how many sacrifices you just did right now, like in your even your personal life, whatever. Like how can you explain this? Because many athletes, they always talk about sacrifices. So that's one of my questions in this podcast. I think it's the most important question.
yeah. So yeah, like I said, I started really young. So I 16 years old, I was already in the national team. I was already traveled to competing, So first of all, at that time, school was the most important thing. If I didn't get good grades, I wasn't going to travel. I wasn't going to USA or China, not at all. So the first thing, I need to train a lot, of course, but I also need to do right in school. And every day was like go to school, and after that go to training, go to school, after that go to training, and it was like that. um and yeah, of course, all the other things, always we're always tired because we're training a lot. We always hurting because we got injuries. We always like, okay, I cannot eat this because I need to lose 2 kilos because I'm gonna fight, okay, I cannot go there because I have training. I cannot do this because I need to take care of myself, and it was like that. It was like that since I was a kid. I've learned that, and I like this lifestyle. I like being an athlete. Of course, it is sacrifice. It is sacrifice. I sacrifice time with my family. Sometimes, of course, time with my friends too. Uh, time, just to chill out. Sometimes we don't want to do nothing, but we need to go and need to training or need to do this travel, need to do this or that. But yeah, it's like that for everyone. One time, to be an athlete, a good athlete, if you want to get a gold medal, if you want to be at the national team, if you want to be the national champion, the world champion, you got to pay the price. You know,
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah. That's true. I don't know if you watch the Lebanon podcast with Ryan, the coach, and that's something I always going to remember, that because the sacrifice, I always and I always mention, like, if you want to be the best, you need to sacrifice.
Yeah,
I can tell you my life, I sacrifice even my personal life.
yeah.
I remember I had a lot of girlfriends and never something serious because I need to go and train and practice and travel
Hmm.
to China and train with the China team and with the Beijing team and then go back, compete, and then go to school and then go to work. It's not easy, but the I think, Beatriz, what you're saying, because as a Latinos, it's very hard sometimes because of the money situation. It's very hard. How do you like? You have sponsors or something that help you too, or you have to work straight, like spending nothing just to save for your travels?
A little bit of both, you know. Uh, I think USA is like the same situation. We don't really have a financial support, to travel and even to train. So, because of course I have to work.
Yeah.
So, Chinese team is just training. They're just training. They're not working. They're just training. It's the work. The Sanda, it's their work, and that's because it's their reality in their country. But for us, it's different. We gotta go to school. We gotta to go to the university, and we need to work, and we need to training, and we need to pay for our travels, or for and of course, my father being the number one supporter of all time, he has done a lot of sacrifice, speaking financially, for for make this happen. Both my dream, of course, his dream too. So he's my number one supporter. Him and my mother, of course, and my whole family actually. But yeah, we have like sponsors here in our city because it's a small city. So people know who we are, and people know that we're like good in what we do. So we have like some people helping us, but still it's not everything. We still have to make an effort.
Yeah, of course. Is there anything like what would you say, or there's anything that you want to tell to the girls who are training or trying to be in a national team?
Hmm.
Any you have anything that you want to share with the woman, with the all the girls like want to be like you?
Yeah, one thing that works for me a lot, of course, you gotta work hard. First of all, you gotta work hard, but it works for me a lot that you need to believe that you can do it. You need to believe, and you need to trust, you know, in what you're doing. You need to trust in your coach. You need to trust in your train. Everything you work, you need to trust on that. You need to trust that you did what you had to do, or what you had to do, and that you're prepared, that you can win, that you're able to do this. So believing and trusting in yourself, and in your work, and in your team, I think it's been the key for me. Sometimes, of course, we doubt things, we doubt ourselves all the time. So it works for me to be like, okay, I trained for this, I worked hard, I need to trust that I'm ready. I need to trust my coach. I need to trust my team. I need to trust that this is exactly what I need to do. That I know what I have to do. That I have what it takes. You need to trust, and you need to believe that you can do it. Things works for me a lot.
Wow, I wow, I love the way you're just saying, and yes, yes, the key is belief, trust,
Yeah.
and 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 let me tell you something. One of the big things that you have is like you have a great team. You have, like, as you say, like your father, he was a fighter, and he knows,
Mm-hmm.
and he knows how to train, and now how to be a good coach, because Brazil have a really good coach. Like, I'm sorry, are really good fighters. Like, they're very very competitive. And what you're just saying right now to all the girls there, like, want to be or want to try, because girls, let me tell you something, and this is like general. Um, as a coach, and I, as a former athlete, and as a coach, I can tell you this: sometimes many people in the world, they have a dream, and for
Mm-hmm.
some reason they just stop dreaming because they think the reality is just work, study, work, 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 and that's all. And no, in my opinion, because I live that part of in my life, It's like no matter what, if you really want to chase, if you really want that dream, just chase that dream. Be a
Yeah,
dream chaser.
yeah.
It's what Beatriz is telling us. Like in small words, like it's a big. You need to be a dream chaser. Don't give up. Don't try just like, oh, I'm a woman. So what? There's a lot of big uh athletes, women,
Mm-hmm.
girls, juniors.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are writing a good story. And actually the next question that I have for you is like, okay, you're in Brazil, and I know many people want to know about this. So with the MMA, sorry, with the MMA culture in
Mm.
Brazil, I saw you have like a picture, like I think you fought the MMA before, but how's this? Like how strong is this culture right now? Even like your Sanda, because I know Maristela, she started doing MMA and something like that. So how's that working right now?
Yeah, like you said, Brazil in general has a lot of tradition in martial arts. You know, so people like boxing, jiu-jitsu, and of course MMA. We have a couple of big stars in UFC now that are Brazilian. So people really like fighting, and even that, like, we don't teach MMA in our gym, for example, but still people go there is like, I want to be a fighter, I want to fight, I want to learn, even if it's not for competition, just just to learn, just to be active for health, and and yeah, people here in Brazil just love fight, and it's really cool to be able to work with this, to teach. I don't really have plans on going to MMA. I've wanted it before, but right now I'm really focused on what I still have to chase in Sanda, you know. So I don't really have plans right now for doing it.
And what do you think about and that's one of the questions that I always ask also to other athletes, like they doing Sanda, MMA, and other, and they always say like, oh man, Sanda is hard. Sanda is harder than MMA. I don't know why. I'm
Hmm.
not actually, I practice sometimes before MMA, but not too much. Not a big fan, but not because I don't want. It's just because I'm so focused on Sanda, because I always say like, I've been doing this sport for 30, almost 33 years,
Mm.
my life, and I still think like I still need to learn more. And what do you think about that? About like why people, like athletes who fight Sanda and MMA, why they say always like, even Muslim Salikov, he said like Sanda is so is very hard.
Yeah. Okay, my experience, I have fought. I have a little some fights in kickboxing and Muay Thai. We did it just for fun, just to train, and I think it was four. I have four Muay Thai fights, kickboxing and Muay Thai fights, and but Sanda is harder for me. Not harder. I just think it's more beautiful. You have to be more precise. You have to be faster. You have to be more intelligent. So I think the Sanda game, uh, uh, it's just beautiful for me, and I love it a lot, and I do prefer a lot. Uh, it's cool to fight kickboxing or Muay Thai too, but Sanda, of course, for me, it's the real deal.
Yeah, and as many people, of course, like if I'm training Muay Thai, I'm going to say Muay Thai is the best. If I'm doing boxing, I'm going to say boxing is the set. Any sport, any combat sport is good. And in your perspective, like what is the what coming what's coming for Beatriz? What is the next step for Beatriz right now? Like what do you like? Right now you just came for a war game again, and what is happening? And well, we gotta talk about Brazil 2025 in the next question, but right now, what is the perspective for Beatriz, like what she wants right now?
Yeah, for sure. The most important thing I'll have this year is gonna be the World Cup. You know, I think it's gonna be November, Australia. I
Oh
think
my god.
so. Yeah, I'm gonna work the whole year to go there and fight China again and hopefully get the win this time. Of course, I know it's hard. Of course, I know they're the best. You don't need to tell me that. I lost the last fight I have with China, and I've been watching it. We've been studying it. We already have some ideas of what we need to try and do differently.
Uh-huh.
But thing is that I'm not afraid at all. I think that's the most important thing. I'm not afraid at all of fighting Chinese or even other Asian athletes. So yeah, for me this year I'm focused on the World Cup, and I know I will do a better job there. I just know. I just know because right now, once again, I came back from another world championship. I did a great job there. I'm
Yeah.
proud of it, but still, I'm not, not fully satisfied with my performance, with what it did there. I'm proud, but I want more. I'm proud, but it can get better, and that's what I want for this year. Get better, so I can compete up in November and be a whole new fighter.
But let me tell you something, Beatriz. You said something before, like Chinese, they're professional, like is their job.
Yeah.
Like they working like they train 4 hours a day,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes five, Monday through Saturday. They have like every weight class. They have like a 4 or 5 sparring partners. Like and just imagine like you have a good performance against China,
Mm-hmm.
and you you did really good, and you are not like in that position about like I'm just living up to that. I just train. I don't do no. You have your life. You have to study. You have to work. So imagine like I think one day you're gonna be in the top two, top three. Of course, you're going to be there. Why? Because many athletes with this type of like life, this kind of life, like study, working, training, study, working, training,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not the same thing for the Chinese or the Iranian guys or Russian guys or Korean guys, India guys. Well, India, well, more or less, and those countries like they got paid,
Mm-hmm.
and you're doing great. Like fighting China 2 times and giving really hard time in the late tie.
Yeah.
You're doing great, and you're 23.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, but let me tell you. I think we're getting not. I think we're getting better,
Yeah,
and
you are.
we're not that fight. When I say we, it's because last word. I got a medal. Audrey got a medal,
Yeah.
and Bruce got a medal too. And then you have a medal from Mexico, a medal for Argentina, the girl from Argentina. So
Hmm.
you're getting there with
Yeah.
no support at all. We're getting there, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
listen, we're getting stronger, we're learning, and we're getting there with no
Yeah.
support. So I think it's perfectly, we're perfectly capable of doing a better, even better job.
Yeah. You're doing great. Honestly, like I know, like Mexico. Actually, Gallardo is his father. He was with me in the Mexican team.
Oh,
So
really? Oh,
yeah,
didn't.
yeah, we were together in the Mexican team. Like his father, like Gallardo, the guy who won the Kevin, the one who won
From
the the gold medal, the silver medal,
Yeah, yeah.
and imagine like what I felt like when I was in the team, and I remember they went to watch his father competing. They were like this size, and right now it's like wow, I feel good because it's like with Antonio, with you, like, hey man, like congratulations, you're doing good, man. Even like years and years, competing, and then right now, this
Yeah.
is the result of everything. And in US also, like Bruce, Livingston, uh, um, who else?
Audrey.
Audrey. I'm sorry, Audrey, and like yeah. we are doing good. We are getting there, of
I
course.
saw that you, the girl from Argentina, I fought her, and it was really cool to see her winning a bronze medal, and also Audrey, it was really, really cool to see her going to the world championship because, we had that fight when we
Yeah,
were kids, and it's cool because, we could look at each other and be like, okay, we did it. We started this probably for fun when we're literally kids, and now we're doing it. We're fighting with the big guys, we're getting medals, we're at
yeah.
the pot with the big guys, so we did it. And it's really cool. It's like you said with the Mexican boy, it's like I said, you watch, people working hard for so many years, and when you see someone getting a medal, getting the this kind of win, it's just really cool.
And I feel relate in both sides as an athlete, like getting a international medal, and as a coach,
Mm,
like when with my students, like when they win the gold medal, like it's awesome because um I think the only reason, in my case, in my life, like sometimes I think like I have a mission, and my mission is about, like, if it's this sport, it's about like a teaching and making champions. That's, as you, like you said, like a factory. Your school.
yeah.
And we are. And every time I have a student, like, or first time student, they come and like with the different vision, and
Mm,
then 3 years later, 2 years later, they are fighting in the Pan American Games or national games, and it's like, I did this. So I
yeah.
can imagine one day, like right now, you have a team and they go into team trials in Brazil. How
Yeah.
you feel about that?
I relate to that a lot now that I've been coaching too. I have these two athletes. They started from zero. They were they knew nothing of fighting at all, and now they're doing good. And it's crazy, man. Like, I don't get nervous when I'm gonna fight. I don't get nervous at all. But when one of my students gonna
You
fight,
are
it's like a whole different feeling.
feeling, yeah,
Really crazy. It looks like you want more than even more than themselves.
passionate. Yeah, yeah. You get very. Oh, I can tell you this. I remember I had an anxiety attack in one of my competitors' fight in the national. I
Mhm.
had an anxiety really bad. I was like scared because I was very, very into it.
Yeah,
And after the fight, I start, like, my heart, like, oh man, I'm gonna have a heart attack. And it was anxiety, and because of the feeling, because like you want to be there, and one,
but
you want to be fighting there, or okay, you want your fighter to be good. But
yeah.
Beatriz, the next question is Brazil 2025.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be huge.
What can you tell us about that?
Oh man. Probably you felt that having a world championship at your country too. It's just great. It's like a big party, and you're receiving everyone from all around the world to celebrate the sport. And it's gonna be great. We had the Pan American Championship here in Brazil. The
Mhm.
last time was huge. It was huge, and the World Championship is gonna be, and hopefully I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna compete, and it's gonna be even better than it was in Dallas. Yeah,
Let me tell you, I've been when the junior world champion
yeah,
in
yeah.
in Brasilia. I was there, and actually I had the opportunity to be coach, but with Coach Lee, assistant coach with him with the USA team, with the junior team, and man, the hotel, the everyone, it was like, I honestly, like, I if it's gonna be better than that, it's like, I can't imagine, because it was good. It
It was
was
good.
good. Like everyone, like all the athletes, coaches. It was like they were living like in the vacations, holidays, but no, even the junior world championship. I can imagine the biggest, the adult championship.
Yeah.
And it's good, like it's good to hear that about, like, it's gotta be better than Dallas. That's the thing. The thing is
Yeah.
improving, improving, improving.
Better tournament. I said about my
Yeah,
performance.
yeah, of course. No, 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 no. I'm not taking it wrong. No, no. Like, that's the thing. Like, we need to improve and show the world that we can have, that kind of competitions in America.
Mm,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah, improving, improving. Uh, every time we learn from the last world champion,
Yeah.
and we improve. And I was talking, well, Marcus,
Mm-hmm.
uh, about this too, and Dionisio,
Mm-hmm.
my another one of my brothers, Dionisio, and we talking about, like, hey man, I feel very, very proud of him, like
Mm-hmm.
everything they've been doing, how they're doing,
Yeah.
uh the like Antonio, what like he's doing with the team. I really, like, I can, like, I'm impressed. And and I can tell you, but Beatriz, I know you going to be there, and I know you gotta be awesome there. Yeah, I know you gotta fight, and more because it's gonna be in Brazil.
Yeah, yeah, that's gonna be really cool. Like, to fight a world championship at home, it's like once in a lifetime, and even some people don't get it, don't get the opportunity of doing it, you know. So it's gonna be really cool. I'm gonna have my family there because normally they don't go to the world championship with me, like my mother, my brother, my sisters. So they're gonna be there for me, and they're gonna watch me fighting a world championship, and I already know that it's gonna be really really cool.
Wow. No, Beatriz. Again, congratulations. I feel very good to have you here because, one, you are one of my really good friends in this sport, your daughter, and the other because I've been watching your career, like, honestly, in Instagram, and I'm always like, wow, this girl, she's killing it, like, she's doing good. Like, I remember when the in the Pan Americans here in Texas, the fight you had with Audrey in junior, like, it was very close, really, actually one of the best fights in juniors.
Mm.
And like, both of you, like, uh fighting really good. I can say about that, like, killing shot, because no, and at the end, you're good friends, and then you
Yeah.
train together in Lubbock. What can you tell us about that friendship?
Audrey is just really cool. Her family too. Since 2006, when we fight, right before we fought, I went. We had lunch together, and then we trained together. Cause we were kids, man, like 15, 16 years old. So of course competition is good, competition is important, we were there to fight, but after that, we gotta be friends, and hopefully and thankfully we're really good friends. It was really cool to see her fighting at the world championships, because I think she spent some time not competing at all, and now she's come back at competition. It was really good. It was really cool to see her family again, her mother, her father. They treat me very well. They're really really cool, and it's just nice. It's just nice. It's been so long. It's been so long. We had a good fight there, like you said, it was close, but at the end of the day, again, I think the most important thing is the relationship you get with people, the friendships you make. So it's really good. I'm really happy for her that she's back at it. She's trained. She's competing again, and she's strong. She's a good fighter. So it's
Yeah,
good to yeah.
yeah, cheese. And I like, again, I like the way you talking about that, because I always said, like, the best friends you can have in life, you met him in the late time
Yeah.
for some reason. And I have really good friends, like, honestly, like, I have really good friends, like, friends that I fought, like, we made a good relation. It's amazing. The other thing is, how can you what can you tell us about the Sanda King Brazil?
Oh, it was a competition that they made. It was cool because we fought, just gloves. Uh,
Professional, right?
professional rules, and you know, we got you got paid to fight, and it was a really cool competition. It was really hard because we did two fights in the same night, like 1 hour, 1 hour and a half between fights, and the final was 5 rounds. So it was really, really cool. I hope we get to do that again, another event like that. And yeah, so I can defend the belt.
Yeah,
And
actually, yeah, I saw that, and I want to ask you, is that the belt?
yeah, it's the belt. This is my medal from the words here. And I got the Sanda King belt here. I'm going to show you. It's really cool, right?
Wow, yeah, of course. Every belt is cool. Wow, congratulations. So to all the girls there, if you're watching this podcast, oh, I feel motivated. I like you have to like you have to feel motivated with this podcast with Beatriz, because again, it's nothing is impossible. If you and if you're driving and you're listening this podcast in Spotify, guys, if you have a little like a daughter, I have a daughter right now, and she's training with me. She's 5 year old, and she always, as she said, like watching my father training. So it's the same. So if you have a daughter, just support her, because that that stupid mentality about like girls can fight, let me tell you, girls can fight. They fight better than men sometimes, and I can tell you that. I can tell you that. And
Mm,
they have more, I don't know, that passion, and sometimes they're more aggressive. And support your daughter, support your family, support it, because at the end, like if you're watching Beatriz right now, you can relate with that. Like you're going to say like, wow, I really want my daughter to train this. And as she said, there's people who want to be fighters, but they don't want to fight. They just want to do it to be active, and to help to be healthy, you know what I mean? And Beatriz, really, I feel very, very honored to have you here, because
thanks.
all the experience like you are telling us about all your story, it's not easy to tell. And before we leave, I would like to know if you want to share a message for everyone, not for girls, like for everyone, something that you want to share from the bottom of your heart as a Sanda fighter. And uh and I don't know, this is your podcast again, and I really want um to be the messenger, with the rest of the world about you with this.
Um, yeah, like I said, our gym here, our team is Fight Factory, and we have this thing that we say that we made winners, you know. And like you said, it doesn't have to be an athlete. You can get to be a better daughter, a better son, a better father, a better mother, a better friend. If you work on yourself, if you work on your way to treat people, and also if you want to be an athlete, you got to work hard on whatever you're doing, with a clear vision of what you want, so work hard, be kind to people, like I said, I think it's the third time I'm saying this the night. People are the most important thing in this world, all the fights, the medals and the tournaments, this is gonna pass. You were an athlete once, now you're teaching, and the things change, our life changes, and all of this and in the end of the lives, we're gonna just what's gonna matter, is the friendship we make, is the memories we made, so work hard, uh have big dreams and chase them, be kind with people, don't take yourself too seriously, chill a little bit. You gotta breathe sometimes, you gotta, slow down sometimes, you gotta take care of yourself, you gotta take care of your family, of people around you, you know so you can reach the goals, but don't leave anyone behind, so you can reach the goal, but don't just destroy yourself inside, what I'm talking. So yeah, that's what I believe.
No, thank you, Beatriz. Thank you. And you can you please share your Instagram or Facebook with us? So I can, I can write it down in the description of the video. So where can we find you, or how can we contact you in case I'm in Brazil, or I mean, Mexico or other country, Argentina, or I don't know, England, I don't know, whatever, how can we contact you?
Yeah, Instagram was it's what I'm using now. It's Beatriz Silva 217. That's my Instagram.
And it's okay if we contact you about like if we want to ask you about training and I
Yeah,
don't know something.
course, I love to share experience. I love to hear what people been doing, what people think about things, and I love to talk about it. So yeah, yeah, of course.
Beatriz, thank you so much. Please say hi to your dad.
Yeah,
Uh, tell him that he's doing good. He's doing good as a father. He's really amazing guy. And I'm telling as a friend, not only as a coach, as a friend, as a person. He is really doing good as a father. And I love the way you describe about like he loved this and he raised a family doing this. So it's not impossible. And maybe that was a huge sacrifice for him, but he can see the results and we can see the results. The world can see the results about that sacrifice. And now, yeah, now right now you're doing this, and then you told me your brother is teaching jiu-jitsu or something.
no, he's teaching. He lives in another. He's teaching Sanda too.
Oh, oh,
He lives in the city.
uh-huh.
It's like 4 hours from our city because he got married and he moved and he lives from this too. He loves. He was an athlete for a couple years, but he's a really 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 good coach and he lives for Sanda too. Yeah.
Wow, wow, I'm impressive. So this video is about like how to be like I hope one day we can make another video with you and how to be a Sanda family, because the last video, well, 2 videos ago with George from Lebanon,
Mm,
and he also, he was playing about like my father. So it's something that I've been watching lastly. Like there's a lot of athletes right now, and because of their parents, their father, they were athlete or something, and that's something that I like because now we're having generations, like we are making more generations about Sanda fighters, wushu athletes, and
yeah.
that's something that I like because at the end this podcast is for you guys.
Yeah.
I'm just a guy who loved these sports. I was an athlete, I'm a coach right now, and I think it's a good thing about the world can see you and can like heard this story, like how Beatriz, how, because maybe, hey, in the future Beatriz, maybe she gonna be the best, the best, the best, and the first place in maybe 2 5 4 6 years. And so it's really good to hear how she become champion. Beatriz, thank you so much. I really love this, and to have you here, I can explain, about like how grateful I am because you find the time to be here an hour, and I know you're tired. It's right now is there like 11 p.m. I think.
Yeah, yeah, I love.
Thank you so much, Beatriz. Thank you, thank you, thank you a lot.
Oh, I appreciate. Like I said, it was really heavy when you asked me to do this. I was like doing it, even if English is hard for me. I love English. I love the language, but it is hard. But I think I did a great job, a good job.
No, no, yeah, of course. I hope I can see you in the next Pan American Games. Actually, it's gonna be in San Francisco. If I think, yeah.
Yeah, this year. So yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be San Francisco this time, and I hope to see you here. And of course, I wish you the best in the Sanda Cup. I know you're gonna do well. I know you're going to, and of course, Beatriz, I know you're doing good. 23-year-old with
mhm,
the medal, with the
yeah,
world medal. Of course, you have more,
mhm,
but like you have a medal from the last world. You are Sanda King, Sanda Queen,
yeah.
and I hope you can make more champions. And I wish the best to your students. And and I'm very very proud of your dad also because he's doing good again. Thank you guys. Thank you to everyone. if you're watching this podcast, we have our next guest gonna be Livingston. Actually, it's going to be tomorrow, so this week is going to be double. So it's awesome, because sometimes it's very hard, because many people like they can or something, and it's not like I would like to have a podcast every week, but of course I need to respect their time, and sometimes they can, and sometimes they can't. So I'm doing my best to bring the best of Sanda in this channel. And Beatriz, thank you again. Have a good night, and I
Oh,
hope to see you again soon.
yeah. Thank you.
You don't go, please.